got this passion, and it's burning deep inside of me.
Yo guys,
And
what's up?
this time
Az here.
no,
Today I want to bring you champion spotlight / showcase from a mid-game perspective. So as you can see, not level 60, didn't clear all the dungeons, and I wanted to show some perspective that is not super endgame with super crazy gear or something. So the champion that I want to highlight is Valla. Spirit, Barbarian, Defense Epic. A lot of you might have gotten her through Amazon Prime, through the promotion that was going on, I think 2 months ago, or just pulled her from shards. Consistent in my opinion, so she decreases the damage by 15% while under shield buff. Awesome. Then attacks enemy twice on her A1, increases the inflicted damage by 15% if the target is under a shield buff. It would be amazing if this was actually, if she was under a shield buff, because her A3 can be booked down to a 3-turn cooldown, and it places a shield buff on her for 20% of her max HP for 3 turns. So she basically has this up all the time. And she also gets an increased defense buff on her and a 50% turn meter increase. Really awesome, because it makes her very survivable and gives her damage while rotating to her skills very quickly. And then her A2 removes all shields from the enemies and then attacks them. Has a chance of placing a 60% decreased defense on all enemies for 2 turns. Can be booked up to 50%, and before I got Draco, she was my sole source of defense break. Unfortunately, only 50%. I have a War Maiden, and as you can see, she can be booked up to 100% and basically does the same. And lastly, she has an ally resist in the arena aura. If you have nothing else, it's better than nothing. For masteries, I went with the support route because I had some slightly different gear on her before. I had a speed set on her, which Law of Steel increased, but I don't have it anymore, and I don't have the gems to remaster her. I would go the defense route, tough skin, rejuvenation, resurgent, delay death into retribution, or tough skin, rejuvenation again, bloodthirst, stubbornness, and again retribution. For offense, crit rate, crit damage, more damage when on full HP, especially when you have her on a lifesteal gear. She's on full HP most of the time. Increased damage with targets less than 40 HP by 8%. Whirlwind of Death for the speed increase. Increases damage by 6% when attacking targets with higher max HP, which is basically all the dungeons. Cycle of Violence just lets her rotate through her skills a little bit quicker. Kill Streak. Then I went with Blood Shield. She's all about her shield to get less damage. And then I went with Giant Slayer. I think War Master would provide exactly the same, but since she has a double hit, I went with this. Let's go over her artifacts. So as you can see, total stats 3.5k defense, 180 speed with 96% crit rate. I mentioned before I swapped some gear around, so it went down from 100. Crit damage should be higher. You will see in a second why it's only that low. And then accuracy 174. I mentioned she was my sole defense decrease champion, so I had her and still have her in an accuracy banner to land the accuracy. This is pretty much a perfect showcase of early to mid game Valla. So lifesteal set, speed, the rest HP helps, but the rest is not good. Then defense, accuracy, crit damage, speed, basically an optimal set for her. If that would be crit rate, it would even be better than the accuracy. Defense, crit rate, some HP, speed, HP, accuracy in a crit rate set. I would love to put her in a crit damage set, but I don't have the gear yet. Then just a set with defense, and it had crit damage. And then speed, defense, crit rate, accuracy. Defense ring, I went with higher HP here. I didn't have a percentage HP, now I do, so I probably will swap this out because this does more than this. Crit damage, again some HP in defense, and then an accuracy banner. I should probably switch it out to a defense banner with some speed, and I probably will do that at some point. Yeah, so really attainable stats. She is a great farmer for 12-3. She's neutral affinity, sometimes a little bit weak against some of the magic champions, but it doesn't really matter. And she runs it through in, I would say, 15 seconds most of the time. And you could see there it was like 40,000 on a crit. So let's go through. Yeah, 40,000 ish on a crit. 15 seconds. She can do it sometimes quicker, but 15 seconds is pretty good. So then, where else do I use her? I use her in the dungeons. She's great for force, good for void keep, magic keep. Although she is the negative affinity, she removes the shield on the boss, and if you give her some accuracy, she does it fairly consistent. So if you don't have some way to deal with the shield, stealing it or removing it plain out, she can definitely help there. And you will see in a second what I mean by that. Come on. Definitely not the fastest run. So you can see the boss puts up the shield, and once she gets her A2 back from cooldown, oh, this time Solus actually removed her shield. I just put her in to showcase this one. There she goes. So you could see she removed the shield, and you can end up with like, yeah, a minute long runs with this. So pretty nice if you have her. Use her here if you struggle with removing the shield. Minotaur, she can solo stage 15 with this kind of gear. Ice golems, yeah, well, if you don't have another damage dealer, she can perform. Spiders, up to 15, she's great. 15 being her strongest stage. After that, replace her with something that controls the waves, like a bellower or something that does more damage. A cold heart, an HP burn or something. She doesn't perform well after stage 15. Dragons, although negative affinity, she performs really, really well. I will show you this run. So this run is not 100%. It can fail. Especially the next stage is the most critical part, because the Hordens hit extremely hard, and if they hit the wrong champions, then yeah, it's pretty much game over. So my other champions don't have that much higher HP, so she doesn't get targeted too much. So Solus is there for controlling the waves. But you can see, yeah, my apothecary died, which doesn't really matter too much. he helps speed up the run, but isn't necessary for the run to work. Actually, any one of these 3 champions could die and the run would still work perfectly fine, just a little bit slower. Once the dragon is at a little bit more than a quarter HP, she can solo it. Sometimes you get extremely unlucky with the defense breaks not landing because she gets weak hits. So that is pretty sad, but other than that, you can see she deals enough damage and through her shield has survivability. So yeah, quite an average run with quite the average loot. And then we have Fire Knights. I think 14 is pretty much her last instance of being useful. Yeah, I think so. 15 is negative affinity, and after that you just need a little bit more from a champion. So I can run you through this, but it's varying, so it might take 3 minutes and I don't want to bore you. This team does it 100% consistently between 140 and 3.5 minutes. However, yeah, if you have something better, then you should use it instead of Valla. She's not good for Fire Knights after stage 14. She can solo up to stage 2 Valdemar's raids in Nightmare. After that, you need a strong supporter or another strong champion to help her clear those stages out. I haven't bothered with it yet. Maybe I should at some point. And then lastly, Arena. She's not good for speed team. She might be good for something like this. I'm pretty sure they're faster than me, and when they're faster then I lose. So let's just pick her up in this team and let's see if they're faster. And yeah, perfect. So they have shields. That's the main thing that I wanted to show. So a lot of champions have insanely big shields. Sir Nick or Miscreated Monster. So you want to remove these, and you could see removed it from here, removed it from here, didn't remove it from here because of the weak hit, but that's pretty much her purpose in this team. Remove all those shield buffs so that my Solus can clean up. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was good for you to see what a mid-game perspective for some of these champions look like, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.